Welcome and thank you for tuning in. To those who are already subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for the continued support. To those that are not subscribed to the channel, please help the channel grow by subscribing, guys. Please give the video a thumbs up and share the video. This video will introduce you to the C++ basic input and output stream library. So the first thing to understand is the term stream. So the term stream simply means the flow of data or series of bytes. Now, if the bytes or data flow from main memory to the device which is being your display screen, this is called the output operator. We are moving data from the main memory of the PC or your computer to the screen, which is what we see. So we are outputting data. It is using the output operation. And then if data flows from your device, which is like your keyboard, or from your screen to memory, this is called the input operation. So we are moving data from the screen to the memory of the device. So we are inputting data. We are using the input operation. In order to display and input data from the main memory of your PC, C++ has provided us with the header file IOStream. So this is the commonly used header file of the stream library. Now this IOStream header file provides us with these instances, which I normally call functions, but they are actually instances of the stream class, right? These allow us to input and output data. So the cout is what we use to output or display data. The cin is what we use to input data. So the cin and getline, they do the same thing, but I will show you what they actually do, why there's two of them, because getline is an extension of cin. The endline instance, this one allows us to enter a new line character. So let us get into these instances. So the cout is known, or in full, it is the standard output stream. So this instance, right, it is an instance of the OStream class. This is connected with the standard output device or the display screen. This is what allows us to display data to the screen. So the cout instance uses the stream insertion operator to display data to the screen. And then we have the second one now, which is known as cin. This one is called the standard input stream. It is then an instance of the iStream class, right? This one is connected to the standard input device, like the keyboard. So this is the one that we use to take in data into the main memory. So this uses the stream extraction operator to take data from the input device into memory. And then, as I've said, we have the endline, which is the standard endline instance. This one is used to just insert a new line character. And then we've got the last one, which is the getline. But before I get to the getline, I would like to write a little code just in case there are beginners around who would like to see what does cin and cout do exactly. I will call this basic input output dot cpp, right? And then hashtag include IOStream, which this is the library that C++ has provided for us to use the cin and cout. And then I'm going to just define the namespace so that I don't keep writing std every time I write cin or cout, using namespace std. And then I have my int main. So this function it is required for every C++ program. This is where your C++ starts executing. And then I'm just going to display a string, right? The first thing that we want to see is the cout, the standard output stream. So I'm going to say cout, and then we are going to use the what? The insertion operator, right? So this will be the insertion operator and then my string. I will just type the name of the channel, which is Tertiary C++. So I want to see this on the console. Right, and then I will run that. You should see now Tertiary C++ on my display, which is the terminal. And then as you can see, there is your cout instance, right, used to display data. Now, we want to get to the second part now, which is taking in data or taking an input, right? That is our cin. So now with cin, right, it is cin, and then we use the extraction operator. So what I will need is a variable to take data into a variable. I need a variable here, so I'll say this is a string, right? And then I'll say this is name. I'll declare that and not assigning it to anything. And then I'm going to take data from an input device, which is my keyboard now, right? And then input it on name. So I'm going to run that. And then this is waiting for me to input. As you can see, when I ran the first time, right, it compiled, and then after compiling it then came here, right, showing that it is done. Now it has compiled the code and ran the code. However, it is not showing this now because it's waiting for me to input. Now I'm just going to write my name, Vusi, and then enter. As you can see, this is what I have entered. But now you cannot really see that we have this cin has read Vus. So what I will do is that, since you can see that I did not assign this string to anything, right, or maybe just to be clear, let me assign this to an empty string. So that is empty, and here I will take in or read data from my display screen into name, and then I will display what I have read. So I will say Vusi, or name, I guess, right? And then I'm going to run now. Or let me make this a little bit clear to say this is what is being read. Then I'm going to do this, right? So let us see then, how do we then read data or take in data, take in user input. Now let us run that. So now as you can see, it's running and waiting for me to input. I'm going to write my name again, and then when I click enter, as you can see, right, this is what is being read. What is being read? It is in name, and there you go, Vusi. See, we have read data, right, from the input device into memory, and then we have outputted that with using the cin. Now I just want to quickly show you the end line character, and then let's just say I had maybe I was printing 1, and then duplicate that, and 2. So if I run that code now, you would think that you'll see 1, and then at the bottom of 1 you'll see 2. However, this will be printed on the same line. As you can see, this is 1 and 2, right? There is no space in between, there is no new character. So if you want to put a space in between those two numbers, you can put it here, right? Run that, 1, 2, or put it here. but that's not what I'm showing you for now. So what I want to show you is the end line, right? How the end line works now. As you can see, how the end line works is that we have to use the insertion operator as well and then go end line, right? This now will add a new character, right? A new line. This now will add a new line character, and 2 will be printed on the new line or on a new line, right? If I run that now, you should see that this is 1 and 2. It's because we printed out 1, and then this now included a new line character, which means go to the next line, and then we print out 2. So that is a little demonstration of C in, C out, and the end line. So now we are moving to getline. So as I will demonstrate shortly as well, right? C in only accepts, but I will show you this, you don't have to take it at face value, right? C in can only take a single string. Now I will show you what I mean by that in code. It can only take a single string. Now the getline now instance or function, right? It accepts multiple lines or multiple strings, which is what you would sometimes need, right? It is predefined in the string.h header file, and then this is the syntax. It's getline. You must write C in with it, so which is why I said it's an extension, right, of C in. And then it only reads strings, so you should only read strings with this. And then it has a delimiter, right? And then this is the second syntax. So by default here, if you do not include a delimiter, what it reads is the new line correct. So whenever you click enter or go to the next line, it terminates, right? It terminates on the new line character. Now let us go now and see this in code. So first, before I show you how getline used, let us first prove that the C in can only take one line or one string. In fact, one string, not one line, because one line might be multiple words or strings. Okay, so let us go name and then see out what we have read, which is name, right? So I'm going to clear my terminal and then run that. So as you will see, it's waiting for me to type vusi, and then vusi, you see it read vusi and then it C out. Now let us say I wanted to type in my name and surname, right? Or maybe my first name and my second name. So I will go vusi, that's the first name, vuyo, that's the second name. If I click enter, it only read vusi and not vuyo. And obviously I wanted it to read both names. So this is where now C in is limited. It terminates on seeing or on encountering a space character. Now this is where getline comes in now. So if I introduce getline, which as I have said, it is from this library string.h, you need to then include this header file. Hashtag include string.h, then you can use the getline function. Getline, it obviously takes C in as the first character, and then whatever variable you will be assigning your string to. Now it should read both those names, right? You don't need the extraction operator anymore, right? And then run that. Now I will put in the same input. Now it should read both Vusi and Vuyo. We should see both names now on the display. Vusi, Vuyo, and there you go. You can see now that getline can read multiple words, right? Even if there is a space in between. This one, the delimiter is not a space. But as you have noticed, when I click enter, it stops reading, right? It stops reading on new line. So the default now, the default delimiter for getline, without specifying it, right, which is why I'm saying it's a default, it is the new line character. So if you don't specify your delimiter, whenever you click enter, it will stop reading. So it terminates on a new line character. Now C++ has given us the power now to specify our own delimiter, which is where the fun comes in now, right? Let us say I wanted to read a paragraph now, right? I want to write Vusi is going to school, and then in a new line, and Vuyo is going to school as well, right? You cannot do that with the default syntax of getline. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I've highlighted getline there. Let me clear the console and then run this. You should see Vusi is going to school, and then I wanna full stop, and then I wanna go to the next line now and write the second sentence, but I can't do that because the default delimiter there is the new line character, and when you click enter, you are inserting the new line character. So it reads that new line character, then it terminates. Now let me show you how this works. Let us introduce our own delimiter. Let us say we want our terminating character to be a comma instead of a new line character. Now we will read multiple strings as long as we do not write that comma. So now let me show you the example I've just done with those two sentences. I'm going to say Vusi is going to school, full stop, enter. You see it did not display because it has not encountered our delimiter, which is the comma. Then I'm going to type the second one now. Vuyo is also going to school. And then for me now to stop this from reading, I need to include my comma. So it reads everything but the comma. Once it encounters the comma, it stops. Then if you click enter now, you will see that it displays those two sentences. However, notice that it does not have the comma, because the comma, it does not read the comma. The comma is a key for stopping. Once you see the comma, stop. Read everything before the comma. So now there you have it. You can custom write your getline to read everything right until you click enter, or you can custom it to take multiple lines. So now you can read paragraphs now, right? You can read a sentence, you can read a paragraph. It's up to you now. You have all that power using the getline. I hope you understood this, the basic C in and C out of C++. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.